welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you some really easy colouring pencil techniques that you could try out to improve your drawings. If you're new to my channel, my name is Gemma. I create weekly art content, so make sure you subscribe. The first technique that I'm going to show you is the layering technique, and for this one I'm going to use a light pencil first and then also a darker blue pencil. So I've kept within the same cool tones for this demonstration because it's quite nice to show how layering of those two similar colours work. And for this technique I just really lightly layer over the top of one another, so starting off with very light layers, and you can see that by how I was holding my pencil very high towards the end of the pencil. As I'm finishing off, I can apply a darker pressure, and for this I can hold my pencil further down towards the nib of that pencil. Next up is our blending technique. So for this one I'm going to show you how you can create a seamless blend from one colour to another, and I have an orange and a red for this. And to start, we lay down very light layers of our orange and our red, and they overlap slightly in the middle. As we increase the colour of our work, we're going to gradually apply a heavier, darker shade over the top. And again, they are meeting in the middle. And I'm using lots of different directions for my shading here because I don't want there to be a very obvious straight line in the middle between my red and my orange. And as you can see now, I'm really darkening up that red shade, using a heavier pressure to apply that, but I do lift up ever so slightly towards the middle so I haven't got such a dark shade. And I do the same with my orange, and I blend that over where I have applied my red. And you can keep going back and forth with your colours that you are trying to blend together until you're happy with that merge between the two colours. And this is a technique that I use quite often when I'm adding some different tones to my work, or whether I want like a nice gradient between different shades. This is a really good technique to use. I'm now going to be showing you how you can blend with a Q-tip or a cotton bud. So for this one I'm going to show you how you can shade in a sphere shape and then how you can blend that together with those Q-tips. So for this one I'm shading around the outside of this circle with a darker blue shade, and I'm going to be layering up my colours just as I had with my first two techniques. So I'm blending and layering my colours on top of one another, and this is one of the best things that you can do in any of your colouring pencil work because it's going to give you some real depth to your work. So I go over back and forth with all of my different shades of blue to create a nice convincing 3D form on this circle. And for this I like to use a mixture of tiny little circular motions with my colouring pencil and also some larger swooping sort of motions to give that curvature of the sphere. And like the blending technique that I showed you a moment ago, mixing the orange and the red together, I'm going to start darkening up certain areas of my work by using a heavier pressure, and then this darker shade will really make my drawing come to life. So don't be afraid to add darker colours to your colouring in work because this can actually help to really make it look realistic. Once I'm happy with all of that shading, I'm now going to blend with my Q-tips, and I apply a nice pressure all the way over my sphere to really mold all of those colors together. And this is going to help fill in any little gaps on your paper where the tooth is still showing, and it will help to bring some of those colors together, and you'll get a really nice depth of color in your work. It will also help to soften the blend between your colors as well. For this next technique, I'm going to show you how to use a blending solvent with your colouring pencils. And much like the blue sphere, I'm now going to draw a little red sphere using lots of my different red colouring pencils to create a good quality sphere. And again, you can combine the blending technique for this drawing. So I'm using lots of my different reds and pinks in order to create that nice blend of my colours from light to dark. And I'm just layering those on top of one another before then going over the top with my other colour to make sure that they blend really, really well and seamlessly across this sphere. So it's a really good idea to use light layers for this and allow those to blend up nice and slowly. Then once you're happy with your colouring, you can then use a solvent, and I've got this Zest-It pencil blend here, and I've just dipped my paintbrush, a clean paintbrush, into the solution, and then I brush off any excess onto a piece of paper towel. Once I'm happy that I haven't got too much of that solvent on my paintbrush, I then work over my colouring pencil, and it just melts all of that colour into the page, and it removes any of the tooth of the paper coming through, and you get a really good vibrant colour with this technique. I use this a lot on my colouring work. And lastly, I'm going to show you how you can burnish. Now I'm layering my blue and my yellow together to do some colour mixing, and then once I'm happy I've got a few layers of the blue and the yellow together to create sort of a greeny colour, I'm then going to burnish that out. And I haven't actually got a colourless burnishing pencil, however I'm going to show you how you can do this with a white pencil. So once you're ready to, you can use a white pencil and you can colour over the top of that, and this will then bring all of those colour fibres together and create a new colour on your page. And again, this will just increase that colour mixing with those two pencils, and it will remove out any of the paper tooth in your work. So there you have it. Those are my 5 different techniques that you could try out at home to instantly help improve your colouring pencil drawings. Let me know in the comments which one you are going to try out or which ones you've had success with. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on my next video. I will see you on Saturday with my main video. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you then. Bye guys.